do this. I am so excited for you. That's pretty incredible. Yeah, very, very good news. It's always nice when you're like, okay, first step is done, right? Now, unfortunately, it's all the rest of the steps that come afterwards, but
Exactly right. Yeah, first step took us about 7 months to get it done. It took 7 months to negotiate a lease, and so here we are.
that's
But
where I say celebrate every single step,
exactly
every
right.
single one of them.
Oh yes, oh yes.
Let me see here. I am gonna text. Let's see. Let me text Angela and see if she knows what's up with a speaker, because that is very unusual. Ugh. Oh my goodness, you guys, I'm so over technology today. Can I just say? Who has something else to celebrate about their program? Anything? Hmm. Nothing. You guys, wow. You are getting quieter as the year goes by, as the classes go by. Talk to me while we're waiting, because I just texted the director for um, the SBDC to ask about our speakers. So she'll do some checking real quick. But talk to me about next week, because this week we're going to cover marketing. And you're gonna love Nancy when she gets here. If she doesn't come, I'll have a recording of her stuff to be able to play for you, or I can walk through the slides because I've heard her many, many times. But I'd like to introduce you to her because she is a great resource for North Metro's SBDC. And so, but talk to me about next week. Next week is the last class that we have. And if you recall, I said you get to name the topics that we'll be discussing then. So tell me what you want to discuss further or in greater detail or any of that next week. You guys, please. So you guys know everything about business that you need to know.
I'm kind of expecting, at least for my part, just kind of soaking everything up for the moment, and then as it becomes pertinent, as it becomes valuable in the moment, it'll be one of those things where I'm thinking about it and go, "Oh yeah, we talked about that in our class," and then it become cemented in my brain forever because that's just at least how I think. I don't know about anybody else.
Right. Um, okay, let's see here. And then Heather says reducing liability, so I'm writing that down. Um, hang on. Okay, there's May. Huh. Okay. Anybody else? Like, so reducing liability. Um, you mean in terms of like with your contracts and training and just all of the different ways that you can look at that, Heather?
Yes.
Okay, just any way, right? Anything that'll help with it. Get it. Oh goodness. Okay, let's see here. Oh, so we've got a new program opening soon. That's great. We've had a few people join in. Did you do any of your homework? Did you work on your budgets? Did you get a cup of coffee, sit down and go, okay, I'm going to be courageous and I'm going to open this spreadsheet and I'm just going to fill it out and see what it tells me? You guys are all hiding behind your names. We've got 4 courageous people today. 5. There we go. Look here, let me tell you a little something about Zoom, because there is a psychological impact of seeing yourself on camera. So unless you have a kiddo in your lap, right? Because that's why they're there. But but if you don't want to see yourself, all you have to do is hover over your name, and there's the 3 dots, and you can click on that. And then you can select hide self view, and then you can see everybody else in the class except yourself. Because I know for a lot of people, it's very uncomfortable to see themselves on camera, right? So just saying, a little psychological pointer there for you. Oh man, what is going on? Okay, well, let me call her. Okay, guys, I'm gonna put you on mute put me on mute for a second. Let me call her. Go ahead, Heather. It's okay.
Sorry, I was
So cute.
I did that little trick, so I can't see myself anymore. And then right after I did it, the little microphone disappeared. So I was like, well, then how do I unmute myself? But now I see it down in the lower right corner. So
Got it. Yeah,
thank you.
that's perfect. Okay, well, okay. This is challenging because usually, always, my speakers are here. We're going to put you guys into, we're going to turn things on its head a little bit. I'm going to put you into your breakout groups first, and I want you to talk about marketing. I want you to talk about what works for you and what doesn't work for you. So you start getting those juices flowing. And while you're in there, that gives me time to go track down some previous slides or presentations so that I can pull those in and we can discuss those right after. How's that sound for a pivot?
Sounds good.
Okay, all right, so let's get you into your breakout rooms and open. And if you need help getting there, just let me know. Oh, wait. Close all, hold on, she's here, I see her. Okay, here she comes. We'll do this first then. Hi, Nancy. There she is. Hi.
Okay.
There we go. Technology.
Find the link. I'm like, where is it? I can't,
Oh,
because it's usually where it's, on the calendar and it pops right in, and that was not it. And then I'm like,
oh.
I sent you an email. I sent
Ah,
it to him. And then all of a sudden I looked in some email I had saved, and it was like Hannah sent me another link. So
because I
apologize.
was trying to go through Angela because I know Hannah's kind of unavailable. So it was like, yeah. So I was getting ready to send them to breakouts. I was like, we're just gonna pivot. We'll have you talk about marketing together first, and then we'll do the presentation. but that's okay. We got you here and now. You let me tell you about this group. It's half homes, half centers,
Okay.
pretty much even split. And you're gonna like pour in the energy because these people, you gotta wake them up to get them involved. We've got some that are courageous and have come on camera. But you got to pull on these guys to get them talking. So just saying.
Well, so guys, interaction is really important.
Yeah.
Asking questions is really important. And you guys know stuff, okay, that you can contribute and help other people. So it's a really important thing. We're going to be talking about marketing today. So I'm going to ask for my first, raise a hand, say something, do something. Okay. How many of you are really looking forward to marketing? Okay, I got Jenny over here. I'm getting her. I'm hearing her. Okay, Anne, you're looking forward to marketing. Is that what that means?
I think so. Yeah.
Yes.
Anybody else? Okay, Emma. All right.
And
Is it-
along,
Is it a go or we're a little nervous about it? Somebody tell me.
Hi.
Hi,
Well,
Lisa Howard. So
I'm just interested in learning more because I think it's one of the facts that I need to know more about it. And I just want to do that. Learn.
Yeah. and marketing is you know, when I say we're going to do some marketing, a lot of times people don't understand what that really means, what that really, you know, what that and sometimes it's a little hard to explain. And I found something a long time ago that explained it where I thought was pretty well. So I'm going to read that to you real quick, and then we're going to get into the presentation. But this is the definition of marketing. Okay. It says, if the circus is coming to town and you paint a sign saying circus coming to showground on Saturday, that's advertising. If you put the sign on the back of an elephant and walk it into town, that's a promotion. If the elephant walks through the mayor's flower bed and the local newspaper writes a story about it, that's publicity. If you get the mayor to laugh about it, that's public relations. If the town citizens go to the circus, you show them the many entertainment booths, explain how much fun they'll have spending money at the booths, answer their questions, and ultimately they spend a lot at the circus. That is sales. And if you plan the whole thing, that's marketing. Does that make sense? Because so often marketing is kind of this umbrella, okay, under which all of these other activities come into being. Okay, so we're going to start a presentation here. Give me a second, because I got really discombobulated when I couldn't figure out how to show up. Okay, so hang on a second.
I'm going to tell you guys, Nancy is the person at the SBDC that I go to when I have questions or anything. I'm like, so very, very helpful in how she goes over all of not just marketing, but just strategy for business and that sort of thing. So the beautiful thing about consultation with the SBDC is that it doesn't have to be a one-time kind of thing. If you go back to the same consultant consistently, you will build a relationship with them. And then if they give you too much to do and you're like, overload, can't handle it, all you have to do is say that's way too much. And they'll scale it back and work with you at your pace to support you and help you to be successful as a business. So remember, that's a free resource for you. Don't hesitate to tap in. Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to get a little bit organized here. Okay, so
Here's a good quote for you while she's doing that. Isaac Newton said, "If I have seen further than others, it is by standing upon the shoulders of giants." I like stuff like that, just saying.
I do too. So can you guys, what screen do you guys see?
We can see your screen, the main screen with your notes, and then the slides off to the side too.
Okay, hang on. Okay, that should, now what do you still see the same one? I'm guessing you do.
Yeah, plus always
Okay.
use
So I gotta,
subtitles.
okay. Yeah.
Bottom right, isn't it? Or maybe not.
Yeah, no, I've got it. It's just,
Okay.
I only have 3 screens here. So like, you know.
I only use 2. I can't do more than that. It'll make me crazy.
Oh, well, and I set them up different. I don't like how they're set up now. it is what it is for this moment. So hang on just a second.
So marketing is going to be especially important for Drake because he just got his site. And so he's shooting for the end of the year, for the beginning of the new year. But of course, compliance stuff is probably going to take longer. So, but he's going to try and get the place open as quickly as possible. So he's going to need to fill that place, which is going to be great. So marketing is the perfect topic for him right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. Any way we can get more eyes, even as the project is still going on, right? Even as we're still building, more people on the wait list, the better, honestly.
It is. It totally is. So why can't I get this to do what I want it to do? Okay, I'm going to stop this for a second.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Hey, Drake, do you have a Facebook page for your location, for your program? Drake, you might want to get a Facebook page for your program and start pushing it out to families in your area, and start sharing with them tidbits and pointers and things that just general parenting things, and give them pictures of the inside of your program as it's developing and progressing, so they start getting excited too. Tell them you're putting people on wait lists. Here's the services we're going to offer. Like, just start generating that buzz while you're leading up.
Dawn is exactly correct. Okay, in that you can tease it, you can build anticipation. Okay, so you're not starting first day and now we're open and now we're going to start this. Okay, you want to change that. You want to, like I say, there's a lot of different things that you can do to let people know the grand opening's coming, what's new about the business. Any of those kinds of things can help you a great deal. Okay, so it's something for you guys to think about. Okay, as you get ready to open, and that's all of you. Okay, as you get ready to open, you want to be able to have people really start to engage early. And that means that you've got to write some content. That means that you've got to start sharing just content in the beginning. Sometimes it's not a big thing. Okay, it doesn't have to be a big thing, but you've got to share content. Okay, I have never had this happen before.
It's just an off day.
I just want to go home and I could just go to the kitchen over here and have a drink, maybe a glass of wine. Okay, so hang on.
Yeah, to answer your question, and I don't think my space bar was working. I was trying to reply, but it wasn't going through for whatever reason. Yeah, we do have a Facebook, and
Okay.
we are drumming up the content as we speak. Just little things,
Yeah,
and we've got help, because we are engaging with a franchise, and so they do have the expertise behind there, so they're able to help us. Just with a little post here, some pictures there, just enough to get across people's feeds once, maybe twice a day, just to keep in their minds. And once
you don't want
that brand recognition, then we're in there.
Yeah, you don't want to be a pest. Okay, but it's really what it is, guys. When you think marketing, for the most part, it is an awareness plan. It is an awareness campaign. I can't buy from you if I don't know you exist. Okay, and so it's really about figuring that out. So I'm going to do something I've never done before. I'm just going to do this in my head. Okay. Yeah, I'll send you the presentation. Okay. So there's some things that you guys, I want you to think about. often, how do you guys identify yourself? Okay, when it comes to your business, I want you to really think about what goes into your head, okay, and the language in your head, because the language in your head has a lot to do with how you present yourself, what you look like, you know, what you do, and so forth. Okay, so it's really, really important. So, you are an entrepreneur. You are a business person. Okay, you're no longer an employee. You're no longer working for somebody else. You are creating your own paycheck. Okay, no one else is creating that for you. You are. Okay, so understand that you are in control. Okay, and that you have the opportunity to make this whatever you want it to be. So one of the questions I ask people all the time when they come to see me from consulting and whatever is, here's the same question, is let's go 3 years in the future, and let's pretend I have a magic wand. And in 3 years, I'm going to be able to grant this specific wish. Okay. How much revenue do you need coming into your personal bank account after everything is paid on the business? There is money to continue to grow. There is money to take care of added expenses. You save money for your taxes. Okay, I want to know how much money per year in 3 years you want coming into your personal bank account for you to say, this is all worth the time, effort, and sometimes just not a good day. Okay, make it worth it. And you don't have to share it. Okay, I just want you to write it down. Now, whatever that number is, so let's pretend that number is, I don't know, give me a good number, Dawn. What would be a good number?
Admit. What do you guys think? 70? You mean for the individual or for the program? The individual?
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think? 70 sounds pretty good?
It
Or
sounds
am I
pretty
off?
good.
Yeah. Lori's like, yes.
So what you have to figure out is say, okay, if I need 70, I need to know what all of my costs are, right? All of my expenditures, my insurance, if I have to pay people to help me, right? All of that. So in order to make 70, I may have to make 175,000. Okay. But it's really important that you get that number in your head, because that's the number that's going to drive your choices. That is the number that is going to determine how you're organizing this, your own business. How do you make it financially viable? Okay, fine. That, because financially viable is what it brings to you. So I have people all the time that, and this has nothing to do with working hard. No connection. It's not fair, but it just is what it is. Okay. So I work with people who work very hard. They're very good at their craft. Okay. And yet when all's said and done at the end of the year, they'd probably make more money at McDonald's and get health benefits. Okay. That I call an expensive hobby. All right. And we do not want expensive hobbies. So really start thinking about, and even as we talked about this marketing idea, start thinking about what that goal is. I'm not saying you reach it tomorrow. I'm not saying you reach it in 6 months. Okay. But business strategy, when we talk business strategy, this is my goal, right? And then I backtrack and I say, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. And that way you stay this way, you stay consistent instead of ping-ponging off different things you try, because you don't necessarily have a roadmap. So it's really about, part of this class is, when we talk business planning, that's creating a roadmap. That's what that is. If you don't know where you want to go, you can't. I used to work for AAA. You can't figure out how to get there. Okay. So you really want to think what that is. When it comes to marketing, I want you to also start thinking about answering this question. Why will the customer choose you? Because they have options. They have options. So why will they choose you? And it can't be on price, because that will kill you. Okay. So when you market, think about what you are marketing. So
Please
if
come again. You said they cannot choose you because of price.
they got, and yeah, you can't base it on cheapest. I should have said cheapest price. And so being the lowest, you know what I'm saying? Offering it, that is not a good strategy. Okay. Because there'll always be somebody that will do it cheaper. Always. I'm not saying they're smart. They know there's going to be somebody's going to do it cheaper, right? And so you want to build it on what you deliver. You want to figure out what is valuable, what do people care about, and how are you going to deliver it. So if you think about childcare, parents, when parents go and they leave their child, what are they most concerned about? What do they care about most?
Safety.
Safety. Absolutely right, Lori. You're 100%. You're 100%. So I mentioned AAA. I was the training director of AAA for about 15 years before we decided to jump into owning our own business. So, but theirs was safety, security, peace of mind. That was AAA. Every business line, every advertisement you ever see from AAA touches safety, security, peace of mind. They come take your car. They'll, tow your car if you break down. They'll sell you insurance. They'll arrange travel for you and make sure it's safe and secure and it's a wonderful time. You can buy a car from them. Okay. Everything has to do with safety, with safety, security, and peace of mind. It's exactly the same for childcare. So everything in the language you use in marketing boils down to those things. How you present your marketing material when they come on a visit where you're offering that childcare. Are you organized? Do they when you take them on a tour, are you pointing out the things that go back to safety, security, peace of mind? When they leave, are they leaving with a packet? So it thoroughly explains what you do and how you do it. So really start, and here's one of the things I want you to do if you're not already doing it. I want you to do research on your competition. And I want you to look at their websites. And I want you to look at any video they have. And I want you to, like with websites, you can take a screenshot, right, of that page, and you're going to start building a file. Okay. And you're going to look at the categories they have, and you're going to see how easy is it to navigate those. And you are going to copy the ever living daylights out of that. Okay. Because none of that is copyrighted. And look at the words they use and how they say them. And it doesn't have to be here. It can be in any city in the United States. Because you've all got the same target market. Parents who have anxiety leaving their kids. Parents who want to do the best for their children. That's all the same. Parents who want their children to learn and stay at least in par or better than whatever else is out there, because everything's so doggone competitive. So really pay attention to words. When you look at pictures they have on their website, look at those pictures and say, what does that evoke? What emotion does that evoke? If you guys ever need, Don's correct. If you ever need, for instance, pictures and you're worried about, because you can't just use anybody's picture, right? You can get on programs like Canva, and I think they have a free version, right? And they will, there's pictures you can use, tons, okay? So look at those programs to add to your website. Your website does not have to be fancy, okay? But it needs to be very clear about what you do. So I usually, if I had my PowerPoint, I'd show this to you, but I don't evidently. So I show a flyer. So one flyer, and the flyer says, it's colorful. It says their hours of operation. It says where they're located. All the things you need to know to find the place, it says. And then there's another one I show that is also very colorful, but it talks about how integrated their program is, how the kids are always learning, the learning atmosphere, that they learn by doing the activities, right? I can tell you right now which one's going to attract more people. Okay, so really look at and when you look at these websites, one of the things you guys can do is you can set up, for instance, 5 things, and this is whatever you want to do. You can set up 5 things I want to know more about. So what's their wireframe? Or that's all their categories that they do. How do I navigate the system? Is it easy for them to make an appointment with you? Right? Is it what is it? Do they have pictures? If you have people and other people helping you, is there some bios of the teachers that are helping you, and you yourself? What's your guys' mission statement? Why are you doing this? What's your story? Right? All of that stuff connects with people. And you guys need to connect, because you're taking care of our most valuable thing in our lives usually is the well-being of our children, right? So really start building yourself a catalog. And if you want, what you can do is you can make a list of 5 questions. You say, well, do they do this on their headers? How did they talk about the things they offered? Creativity, learning, whatever, right? And jot all of that stuff down. And there was a question about copywriting. Sometimes you can't copyright, like it happens in music all the time. Okay, because I created this song and somebody says, no, I created that song and you guys just copied it and changed a few things. I'm going to take you to court. Okay, this stuff on your website is not. Okay, so really start looking about, is it engaging? The other thing to start thinking about is what happens when they come to your place to do a tour. Is it always the same tour? Do you talk about the same things? Do you answer? No, you can't copyright other, you can't, you can copy, you can, I'm not saying copy word by word and steal the pictures. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm just talking about the general verbiage, how they say it, how they present it. Okay, none of that is copyright. Right? So you want to be able to really take what's good and what fits you, right? And then this one is going to sound really odd. You need to make sure you want them as clients. So just like they're interviewing you, you guys need to interview them. Not everybody is a great customer. And in the beginning, sometimes that's a little hard. When my business partner and I started our first business, we actually started it like 2 weeks before the crash in 2008. I am going to tell you that was a horrible time. And I'm also going to tell you there was a time where a client to us was somebody who was vertical and breathing on an occasional basis. I kid you not. Okay. And I'm telling you that wasn't always the best result. And as we got more confident in what we did and whatever, we have people that come to want to work with us, and we usually give them, we know that they're not a good match, and we give them some referrals because it's not worth it. Also think about how people are going to find that you exist. So where is that going to be? So what are some of the ways that people can know you exist? What are some of the things you guys can do?
Google, Facebook, Instagram.
Okay.
Next door.
Okay. So Lashana, what I would say to you, pick 3. Otherwise you'll go crazy. Okay. You can't keep up with everything.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't. It'll drive you crazy. If where you're doing this, I want you to, and Dawn, do you have it? Can you put in the chat the link to the library? Have you talked to them about the library?
No, I have not, but I will track it down and do that for them.
Okay, so BizBoost. So what that is, the Denver Public Library downtown on 14th Street. Okay. Way before COVID, their 3rd floor was dedicated to business. Okay. They spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on marketing research that is totally available to you guys for free with your library card. In order to get a library card from the downtown Denver main branch, okay, you need to live in the state of Colorado. So I'm going to assume all of you guys qualify. All right. So there's going to be a link. Now that link is going to allow you to set up an appointment, okay, with the business librarian. And you're going to say, I'm opening up a child care facility. This is its location, right? And I'm looking for marketing opportunities, or really to understand my demographics better so I can market. I won't waste my money on marketing. I'll be very direct about who I can find. Okay. So what will happen, does that say, it says business? Okay, that's one. So what will happen is they will come back and they will set up and here's another thing, say to them on your little thing when you're applying for it, thing, tell them that you're a current client of the SBDC because you talk to me, because you are talking to me. Okay. So that gets you in earlier, faster. They save seats. And then you're going to give them that information. They're going to come back and they're going to set up a Zoom meeting with you. Okay. And it's going to be face-to-face, guys. Okay. So, and it's going to be you and that business librarian. They will have done about an hour's worth of research before the meeting. But the real value is you're going to be able to access all of that marketing data at home on your computer for the price of, what did I say? Free. Okay. So for instance, you look at your location. So now you're going to find out what is around you. So people tend to, and you guys know your business better than I do, but it would seem to me I'm either going to try to find a place that is easy for me to get to because I have to get back to get to work. Now, they have options. They may want it closer to home, or sometimes it's closer to the husband's, where, whatever is their thing, right? So through the library, you look at in your demographic there and you say, what businesses are there? So are there offices that are being rented out? Are there companies? You can go to those companies and you want to talk to somebody in human resources. And you're going to say, I just wanted to let you know, and if you can, let your employees know that I'm opening up a daycare that is just down the street or wherever. Okay, because they will put those, a lot of them will put your flyers in the lunchroom. Okay, because you know why? They want their people to come to work. And if they don't come to work, that's a problem. So the fact that now, and the company saying, here's some opportunities close to us. So if something happens, you're close to where your children are, right? They're not clear across town. Right? And the bottom line, the company's saying, by giving that information out, is saying, we care about you and your kids and we want them taken care of. So again, because you want to start driving the business to you, not you always having to go out and get it. And then you're going to hair salons, any place that a lot of women go to. I don't think the schools will necessarily let you do that, but some charter schools might, okay, or some private schools. They don't have to go under the same, guidelines that maybe the other schools do. So what schools are in that area? You can literally, through one of the marketing databases, you guys can actually choose an area and you can say, I'm looking for people who are interested and I'll bet you the librarian can help you with this, but people who have children, people who are interested in anything that says they have young kids. Okay, up will come, and you put in the information, and then up will come with names and addresses of everybody who's inquired about childcare or anything else. Will come up with names and addresses. And then what you do is you go to Vistaprint or something like it, and you make up a postcard. And it's a larger postcard. It's not like this, it's a larger postcard. And it's colorful. It says, if you guys are new, grand opening, if you want, again, all of that great language that says you need to check us out, right? And you're only sending that out to the people who have what? Little kids. You're not sending it out to everybody. You're only sending it out to people who might possibly be able to need your services. And these are all choices, you guys. None of these are like, I have to do these kinds of things. But you might look at, let's say you have, you already have students, okay, you already have people signed up. And if they refer their neighbor or they refer a friend who also enrolls their kid, guess what they get? They get some kind of gift. They get some kind of discount on the next week's, childcare, because they just acted as your marketing machine.
Mm.
They were your salesperson. Does that make sense, Anne?
Very much.
Okay.
That's what I've started telling the few I have, that if they refer somebody within 3 months, they stay within 3 months, I'll give them $100, and that is promoting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's putting you at the top of the list, right? It's kind of like, if I have to remember people or remember things, I tend to be identified by money, who is, it's just, this is just natural human stuff, right? So again, you're now top of mind, right? And one of the things, and this is scary for some people, okay, do videos. How many of you have ever done a video? Somebody raise your hands. Tell me, anybody done a video? Okay, Heather's done it. Diana's done it. Jenny's looking at me like I'd be crazy to do it. I can see that right now. Okay. Videos, number one, are better on your website, okay, from an SEO standpoint and all of that. Okay. But it also allows them to see you. It also allows them to make a connection. So you could do a little video with your phone. These phones are pretty doggone good, as they say, right? And in the presentation that you'll get, I gave you lots of instructions on how to do this, okay? But what you want to do, and you have to be careful. You can't take pictures of the kids without parents' permissions and all that, because Dawn always tells me that, and I always try to remember to say that, okay, because I don't want anybody in trouble. All right. But let them see activity. You can borrow your neighbor's kids who aren't even going to this school and do a little video, okay, with their running through the grass, throwing a ball, look like they're having fun, kind of thing, on your video. That's your video, okay? But really help them understand, why should I choose you? Because I have choices. What are you going to offer for my children? What if you've taken me on a tour? What's the menu, right? How will I be notified? Can I come and these are rules you get to make, whatever you get to decide what you want to do. Can they come and have lunch with their child because they're right down the street with their work or something like that? Okay, whatever those things are that make them feel this is the safe, secure place I want my child to be. Questions about that part? Now, one thing you guys need to know through the SBDC that Don's talking about, and and Riva, you're right, open door policy. Let them know what that means, right? Because an open door policy to one may not be the same open door policy to someone else, right? So make sure you're very clear about what that means, right? We have marketing people here at the SBDC. Okay, I can talk a gig and I know a lot of stuff, but when it gets down to looking at my website, okay, we have people here at the SBDC. That's what they do for a living on the outside. And so they can look at your website and they can say, well, you need to add this little piece, or did you know that you could add this over here? And they can give you coaching on how to improve that website. And Dawn, what is the price to talk to us at the SBDC? What was that?
Zero.
I want to make you feel better about April 15th. Okay. So
maybe we should start charging them. Maybe that's better. I don't know. Like, because they're not tapping into it so far. So
You have North Metro Denver SBDC, you guys have 15 plus consultants
yeah.
who all are experts in their fields, whatever their fields are. And so I want you to think of those people as your professional advisory board that you don't have to pay for. Yay, team. Right? And then go to classes that have nothing to do with childcare, but they have to do with how I do my accounting. They have to do with, how all these different pieces of my business, because you've got to learn how to be a business owner. And how do you read your finance? We have people that can help you with your accounting. Okay.
And with QuickBooks.
Oh, because it's everybody's favorite, right? And so think of this as just an ongoing team. And they don't have an agenda. We don't sell you anything. I mean, they charge for the classes somewhat, but nothing like they charge on the outside. And so you have that opportunity. You want to start adding that to your repertoire. But one of the best ways for you guys to learn is to find out what your competition is doing. And really pay attention to how is it easy for the person to come in and see, and what are their rules? If you have a website and your biography needs to be on there, okay? Anybody that works with you, they need to have their picture and their biography on there, right? And then how many touch points are you going to set up in your operation? So what touch points are is a Facebook, and people click on it. That's a touch point. They touched you, right? And then they saw it on something else. That's another social media. That's a touch point, right? And then they called you. That's a touch point. These are all, every time there is an interaction, there is a touch point. It usually takes numerous touch points for people to finally make their decision about what they're going to do. So one of the things that you guys should work on is and you can call it whatever you want, but it would go in the packet that goes home with them. But things you need to know about such and such childcare. And that's where you put the things that you do that ensure safety, the things that you do that is teaching them, I don't know, maybe teaching them another language, whatever it is, if you're doing a bilingual school of any kind. What are the reasons? So you're giving them reasons to say, choose me. I'm very deliberate about this. I care about this. This is my passion. And when you write it, again, you can run it by people like me. And then we go, well, you might want to think about doing it, because we've been talking to a lot of people for a long time, a lot of years. So we get ideas from everybody else. So how is it coming across? What does it look like? Thoughts about some of this? Jenny, have I totally scared you, or how are we doing over there?
No, it's just marketing's not my favorite thing.
Okay.
Just the idea of trying to sell myself basically is just, it's a lot.
It's a lot. And here's the other piece of it. If you're selling if I'm selling a phone, right? The first thing we go to on a phone is they list all the things the phone does, right? It does, like, I don't know, 1,000 different things, of which I'll probably only use 10. Okay. But there are 1,000 things, right? In reality, why people buy it is because it takes better pictures. It helps them stay more organized. It's all of these other emotional things that really make us, we expect it to do all those things that's listed on the features. And so oftentimes we, and I'm talking about everybody, we list features and think that's enough. It is not. It is benefits. So when you think about how you write things, you define a problem, and then you put your school as a solution. Okay. So I'm going to give you a story. I tell this story all the time, and this is how I describe problem and solution and gain and benefit, gain and pain. Okay. So you're either going to relieve a pain or you are going to give some kind of gain. So a few years ago, I was very lucky. I grew up in Southern California, a beach kid. Okay. When it was cool to be a beach kid. And it was a great place to grow up. And I went to school with the same kids from first grade to graduation, high school. We all lived in the same neighborhood. People didn't move like they move now. And so it was a very stable childhood from that standpoint. But then my husband and I moved here 25 years ago. He was transferred here, okay, with his job. And we never went, we went back to visit his family, but never went back. And so I have friends from kindergarten, and I'm still in touch. I was still in touch with some of them on Facebook and whatever. And one of them, Susie, from kindergarten, she called and she said, big reunion's coming up. Okay, and you haven't been in a long time, why didn't you come out? And I go, no, I haven't talked to those people. Really, I don't want to do it. No. Well, Susie was nothing if not tenacious. Okay. And so she kept at it. And so finally, now we're in February, it's not till August. And I finally give in, because now she's convinced me we can do a girls' weekend. I can visit family. I can do all of those things. So yay team. In the back of my mind, and I am not saying this to her, but in the back of my mind, I'm thinking February, it's not till August. I can lose 30 pounds. That's what I'm thinking, because I'm thinking everybody I knew in high school is still the same size they were when they were in high school, right? So now I've booked my tickets. I bought the tickets. I booked my plane ticket. I'm committed, right? So now it's the 1st of August. Guess who hasn't lost 35 pounds? Moi. Okay. And now I am in panic mode because I am committed. So now I'm going to go buy my weekend party, out with the girls, wardrobe, right? So I head to the store, and we're going to do this barbecue before homecoming game. And I'm thinking, oh, geez, everybody's going to be wearing jeans. I hate jeans. And oh my God. So anyway, I'm looking at the jean rack, and on there's a tag, and I'm going to superimpose this a little bit, but basically it said, these jeans, because of the material they're made out of, because they discovered it when they went on the moon or something. Okay, you put them on and you look 15 pounds lighter. I am in. I don't care what the cost is. If I have to mortgage the house, it's just one of those things. Okay, I scoop those babies up, right? And I go try them on. And I'm thinking, oh God, how bad they look. They don't look so bad. Oh, maybe, okay, fine. So then I go home, and married a long time. And he knows the drill, right? And so now I'm modeling my outfits, and this is what I'm going to wear. And now I've got the jeans on and whatever. And he says, honey, have you lost weight? I love this man. Okay. He is amazing, right? So I pack up and I go, and everybody's got those same 30, 35 pounds. We all did. Okay. I had a marvelous time. I reconnected with everybody. I'm still connected with everybody. And it was a great experience for me. I was not buying jeans. I was buying confidence. When people leave their children with you, they have to trust. And you need to be able to show them how they can and why they should. So I expect that it's going to be clean. I expect the food's going to be what you say it is. I expect the schedule's going to be the way you told it. But down deep, I'm looking for somebody that I can trust my children with. That's what you convey. And then you think, how do I convey it? How are these websites I'm looking at? Convey it. How are they getting that message out? What processes do they have in place? Okay, that say that. Also, too, look at how these other companies are interacting with their current clients. Are they sending out something during the week to let them know what's going on? Are they announcing something that, you know, is whatever, right? Keeping the parents engaged. So, because when you do that, they keep saying, yes, I did make a great choice. I love Sally's. She's amazing. I'm gonna recommend her to, you know, half my neighborhood. But it really comes down pain and gain. So how are you going to relieve their pain? The pain of leaving their children with quote unquote a stranger. Okay, leaving their chain, feeling guilty about that sometimes. Okay, because they have to do that. That's pain. How are you going to relieve them? How are you going to let them know that your child is in good hands? What is the gain? The gain is, I know they're in a safe place, so now I can concentrate on my job and I can make the money I need to make sure I can take care of the family. I'm not going to be disappointed. Thoughts about this?
I know for my in-home daycare, I tell the parents that there's a window in the morning at drop-off and a window in the evening at drop-off that I want them to just come right in, drop off their kids or pick them up. I am listening for the door. But other than that, I lock it so that I don't have to listen for the door. That doesn't mean that they couldn't come. They could either text me ahead of time or just knock on the door and I will answer. You know, it's not like I'm hiding anything, but that just keeps my brain from being able to focus on their kids instead of having to worry, is somebody going to come in at any minute?
Well, and here's,
and they all seem to like that.
Yeah, they do. And it also is safety.
Mm-hmm.
You're locking the front door, right? We don't, you know, it gets, I mean, I'm on Nextdoor. I see what happens on crazy people, you know, stuff like, right? All right. How do I want to, you know, scare myself? I'll just go on Nextdoor. Okay. You know, kind of thing. But again, a lot of people feel unsafe, you know, right, wrong, or indifferent, right? And sometimes it's really good reasons, sometimes maybe not. It doesn't make any difference. It's a feeling. And so you need to address that, you know, and it goes into like showing them how you've got, I don't know, things on the cabinet where the kids can't open up, or, you know, whatever those things are, right? That will make them feel this is a safe place for my child. And I think it's also, they want safe, but they also want creativity. They want their children to learn things. They want their children to, I remember when we used to say babysitting, and I think I started babysitting when I was like 15. I don't think I was the greatest babysitter at 15. Okay, I really don't. I don't think I was into creativity and all of that. All right. What they're looking for is a teacher. So again, don't be afraid to let them see who you are. Don't let them, some of you, now how many of you, kind of raise your hand, are doing it at home? Kind of give me, so I got Diana, Lori, Lashana, you're doing it at home. Okay, Jenny, you're doing it at home. Okay. So you can have 6 kids, right? 6 children, is that correct? Okay.
For basic lessons, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So really let them see a bio, introduce them to your routines. I think one of the things that Lori just said is she explains things. She tells them why she's doing something, not leaving it up to their imagination, okay, to figure it out. You know,
And Nancy, like, I gotta tell you, my kids, when I was little, like, I would schedule my interviews in the evening right after I had closed. And my kids cost me more families than anyone. And I figured out pretty quickly, like, they're tired at the end of the day. They want attention and they want food. So we always had to do food first. And then I always made sure my husband was home to take care of our kids while I focused on the interview. Just saying, like, you have to be intentional.
intentional is a really good word. Okay. Because oftentimes we see, I want you guys to think about, okay, advertising for just a second. Okay. So does anybody know the top two advertising campaigns that were more successful than any others? They still stand, and one's still going. They still stand. Anybody have an idea what company came up with? And one company came up with both of them. Okay. Have any of you remember Allstate? You're in good hands with Allstate, right? And you had that gentleman that had that voice that just like, oh my God, just amazing voice. All right.
Sure.
And then Mr. Mayhem Man, okay, who is still around. And he's the one that's going to come up and cause you such havoc, your life will never be the same. And so you better get some doggone insurance because you don't want to invite him home, right? So two different sides. The first side was safety, security, peace of mind for insurance. And the second one is doggone fear. So it was like, I need to do this so my kids will be safe. I need to do this because, I need to go with so-and-so because whatever. But those are the two things that drive us. Okay, if you think about it, those are from just a pure human standpoint, those are the two things that drive us. Okay, in this case, I would hang out more with you're in good hands with Allstate rather than Mr. Mayhem. Okay, but I want you to understand both of them worked equally well. Because this is a very emotional thing. They may want to know, and here's some things, again, that you can put in your information, again, that just make people feel safe. Let them know what insurance you have. Okay, let them know. Let them know, think about the things that they need to know that would make them feel safer. And you can do, if you want, I'll give you an example of something that was just one change in a childcare that changed everything for them. So there was a gentleman that came to see me, this was years ago, and his church had a daycare, okay? And the gentleman that was running the daycare or in charge of running the daycare, unfortunately, he passed away. And he said, I was at the meeting, okay? And he said, I must have been standing in the wrong corner because I got appointed to be in charge of the daycare. Okay. And he said, I knew nothing about a daycare. And so that's why he had come to see us. And I said, well, how many kids are you licensed for? And I think he said something like 60 kids or something. It was they had a big, right? And I said, well, are you at that space? He says, no, we have about 30 kids. And I said, is there a reason for that? And he says, I don't know. And I said, has it been that way for a long time? And he said, yeah, it's actually been that way for a long time. I said, do you want 60 kids? And he said, yeah, sure do. So he went to the library and he looked, the church, like a lot of churches are on corners, right? They're on a corner. So there's a street this way and there's a street this way. So he went to the library and discovered the traffic patterns, that there's a whole lot more cars going on one street than they are on the other. And where do you think they had their sign that showed that there was a daycare? It was on the street that got no traffic. All they did was move the sign. And within 4 months, they had 60 kids. Sometimes it's just simple things. It's not big things, it's simple things that can help you move forward. So I hope this helped you guys a little bit. I apologize for, well, number one, not being able to find the link, and number two, I couldn't pull up the slideshow that I had up on the screen. But anyway, hopefully this helps you. Dawn, do you have the PowerPoint?
And it does. So she'll make sure that it's in the classroom for sure. So yeah, that's no problem. I'll email her to let her know what happened. So we'll be good.
Okay. So I don't want you to worry about that. There is not.
We're just proving a principle, right? Of pivot. Like that's all we're doing.
Yeah. But I have to tell you, one thing you learn is you just got to roll with the punches. Okay. Because there's no such thing as a job description. Okay, for your job, it's just you roll. But I will also tell you, I think you guys' best selling point is authenticity.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you come across authentic, I think people are searching for authentic. I think they value authenticity. So just be who you are. So Reba wants to know authenticity. So authenticity means that I'm telling you who myself is. I'm being authentic with you. I'm telling you the truth. Okay. I'm letting you know that. To give you an idea of how that happens, I worked with a woman. Being open about yourself. That's it. Okay. I had a woman who she just graduated from college. She was and she had a master's degree and everything. She wasn't going to be an addiction consultant, a counselor, addiction counselor. And she was moving up to the mountains. So she was with no contacts. That's where she was going to start her office and everything. And she was in one of my leading edge classes. And the guy I had teaching how to do video, he did a contest. He only did it one time, but he did a contest. And he said, basically, everybody put their name in the hat. And after my talking with you guys, we're going to draw it out. And I'm going to give that person a 60-second info video, right? And this is when they used to cost a whole lot of money. And so she won. And he told her, he said, okay, you got 160 words. That's what you can do in a minute or whatever it was. Okay. So I said, okay, you write the script and we're going to go over the script, right? And then you can go see Kurt, okay, and get this done. So here was her script. It said, my name is, and then she went into all of her degrees. And I stopped her. I said, I don't care. Mm-hmm. Really don't care. I said, the only two people coming to your website are someone who has an addiction and someone who loves someone who has an addiction. That is the only two people that you are going to attract to your website. And so we worked on a different script, and our script became, my name is, and then the next part was, I have some good news and I have some bad news for you. Those of you who've reached this website, I have some good news for you and I have some bad news for you. The bad news is you have an addiction or someone you love has one. The good news is you found me today. And then she went from there. Do you guys see the difference? I'm going to close with that. So, all right. So I'll turn this back over to you, Dawn, and thank you for, not beating me over the head.
Oh, please, Nancy, I so appreciate you. Thank you for your help, not just today, but with all of them. So I think I told you this is the last time I'm actually going to be teaching this class because I got to get back to just doing the association. It's plenty to do. So, but I wanted everyone to meet you and come to understand like how you can help them as one of the great consultants at North Metro SBDC. So thank you so much for your authenticity and helping everyone every time. So
one last piece of advice, don't let anybody ever tell you you can't do this.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. So I have a question though.
Yes.
So my question is, you talked about enhancing of the website. Who do we talk to if your website is already done and you want somebody to take a second look at it?
So Dawn, they just need to call the SBDC, or I think they can make it on, if you just go to the North Metro SBDC guys, you can, they'll have all the consultants or most of the consultants, and you can make an appointment because we just set our schedule. We just tell them when we're available, okay, kind of thing. And so I want you to set up an appointment with Peter Brissett. Okay, Peter, and be ready, okay, to write really quick. Okay. All right. Because Peter's brain goes that way. All right. So Peter Brissett, do it. She's showing you.
See? Yeah, you can find all of these people. There's Peter. And if you click on him, you get details and then you can schedule. It's as simple as that. And I hadn't shown you guys that on the computer. So maybe that's why you haven't scheduled yet, right? But you will now.
Possible, guys.
Super easy. Super worth it.
Yep. Right? But Peter, this is Peter's business. This is what he, okay. So go do it. All right.
Thank you, Nancy.
Nice
I'll
to
see you
Thank you so much.
later. Bye.
Welcome.
So pretty cool, right? And she did talk about red flags. If you kind of feel like you've got a red flag in your gut about a parent, then maybe, I mean, if you kind of know like this person's gonna be a problem,
Okay.
pass, right?
No,
Because
get off
I
my
will
couch.
tell you, I have had every time I ignored that as a home provider, every single time, issues. Every single time, right? And you guys have probably experienced that as well. So, but that voice in your head starts saying, oh, the phone's not going to ring again. Is the phone never going to ring again? It's going to ring again, probably tomorrow, about 3 different times for that age group, right? Do not allow fear to dictate what you do with your business. Do not allow fear to restrain you from doing things that you need to do for your business. Remember we talked in that first week about the boxes that you pile up, the failures that you pile up? Like failures are not a bad thing if you learn from them. Stack those boxes up, get new perspectives, but as long as you pick up a foot, take a step and put it into action, you're going to learn something that helps you to be better. If you cower in the corner and go, oh, I don't like marketing, it's too intense, I just don't know, I don't know, right? You're going to be living in that corner, is all I gotta say, right? That's not how you get to the possibilities of your future. So you might guess right now I'm going to send you guys into your breakout room for 15 minutes to have a conversation about what's worked. What have you tried anything? I mean, talk to one another. This is the thing that worked for me. This is the thing that doesn't work. Like have those conversations. And then I know you touch on that and then you do your other conversations. That's fine. But it's this week and next week. So make sure if you're really connecting with someone to share their information, share your information so that you guys can stay together later after this class, right? So that you can connect and have virtual coffee with one another because sometimes you guys are clear across the state. But do that so that you always know that you're not alone in this industry. Okay.
Mhm.
Any questions?
Now
Okay.
about the Denver library. The Denver library that she was talking about.
So here we go. If you just go to the page that I put in the link, they've got all these different services for you. And if you're a nonprofit, they've got some extra help for you there. They've got a ton of stuff, and you just go to that link and then you click make an appointment. It's as easy as that. You want to get a card from them. Remember, you want to get a card from the Denver Library first so that you have an account number to tie to that. And you can do that online. Let's see here. If you just go back here and say, maybe if we just search there. Oh, up at the top, it said it right there. Hang on, let me just go back. I'm not being patient enough. Get a card, get a library card, register for an e-card. And it tells you what other benefits you have there with that. It's free. And then you go to the link that I put in the chat and just request an appointment and schedule that and talk to them. Those people who reach out to you via email and all the time that say, I have a list for you, buy my list. Don't you dare buy that list. Those people went to the library and got it. You can do the same thing. Why would you pay them to do something that you can do for free yourself? Crazy, right? So every time you see it, trash can, like just click trash can. Like I get those all the time. Yeah, no, I don't need your list. I'm fine. Right? Okay. Any other questions? Perfect. I'm going to send you to those breakout groups. If you need help getting there, let me know. We're going to do the 15 minutes and then I'll pull you back. Okay, Emma, that's fine. The list is the list of addresses for kids in your area, in your neighborhood, that might need childcare services. Okay. Tell me if you need help getting to whichever.
I've not gotten a link to join any. Okay. I've not gotten a link to join any.
Okay, here we go. Is it working now? Okay. Then Melissa. Melissa, I forget, do you need a home or center? Heather, you look frozen.
Center.
Okay, thank you. And Rivka is this, let's see here. I always, because your name is different, I always have to find it.
I'm a center.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Heather, I think you're frozen. Pause. Yeah. Okay, some good conversations there. Awesome. I'm so glad. The important thing to understand is you can always learn something from someone else, right? So dig in with intentionality in that. Rely on a good circle of friends who can help give you some advice, who get it, because there are not a lot of people in the industry, like outside of our industry, who understand what you do from the moment you open your door in the morning, like before that, right? But really, when you open your door to when it closes at the end of the day, they have no idea. So to see people here who get it, don't lose that. Because sometimes just to hear someone go, I know, just makes you go, oh, someone understands, right? So go ahead,
I just
Heather.
want to share, Dawn,
Yeah.
that we sometimes have that joke as teachers that like the parents don't even the parents don't even have a clue what we do from the time their kid is dropped off until they pick them up.
It is very much the truth, right? And they don't need to know about the chaos that ensues, because let's all just admit it, this industry has chaos, right? So yeah, so anyhow, I just want to make sure that you stay connected to one another, or if not this group, then pull some people around you who do get it. Intentionally build out those supports. Read books. I just got 2 books today. I'm very excited. I'm like, oh yeah. It's been very hard to leave them on my desk right now, because I'm like, I got new books. I want to read them. I want to read them, right? And then podcasts are a great way. Like when I'm taking a shower, I'm listening to podcasts all the time. Dave Ramsey, entrepreneur to podcasts. I don't know, when you're listening to someone that you like and you trust, and then they mention somebody else's name and their podcast, then it kind of sends me on a rabbit trail. And so I go listen to their podcast too, right? And so it does not have to say childcare ever to be a help or support for you. So find things that help you to stay in that creative zone, that help you to build courage with your business and help you to stand a little taller, because you are business owners. And all of those resources are going to help you to feel more competent and more confident. So do those things to feed your mind, to make you think about stuff differently. Give yourself some time just with a little bit of quiet. Yeah. So all of that. Comments about that? Okay. So here's the deal. Next week is our final week. I did think of one thing we should talk about. If you're in our membership, you received an update today that said that very clearly in the strategic plan for the state, they have now stated the intent to have universal childcare in our Colorado state. So we all know universal preschool went really great, right? And we know that the healthcare system has been fabulous since the government pretty much did a takeover of that. So I just want you to think about that and what that could potentially mean for your business. I'm happy to have conversations with you next week about that. We can talk about UPK. We can talk about ideas for reducing liability. Anything that's come to mind that you want me to like track down resources for? Otherwise, I'll just do it on the fly. Like, while Nancy was talking about flyers, let me just show you. If you Google childcare flyer and click on images, look at what comes up here. No short supply of ideas to help you. But please do not do caricatures, right? Don't do cartoons. You don't serve cartoons. You don't take care of cartoon children, so don't use cartoon children. Use real images so that they resonate. Look at the difference in the flyers where it's real children and they're excited and they're engaged, right? It's a huge difference. So find the ideas that resonate with you and then build out your own. And Canva, I'm going to tell you, like, I am a Canva fan. And I don't have a free account for the association because I use it way too much. Like every update, I make my own images in there real quick, or I'll pull some things together. Like today, I wanted to do a quote about Journey Payroll. So I put their logo on there and then I put the quote beneath it. And then I used my snipping tool and popped it out, saved that, put it into the update. Like just, it gives you the freedom to be creative and to keep things really, really interesting. A link for universal preschool. Yes, there is. So let me show you. I said I'd always show you how to get there. We go to CDEC. So cdec.colorado.gov. If you don't have this bookmarked on your desktop, you need to, because this is where everything that matters is going to be located, right? In terms of state requirements and that sort of thing. I'll also say you should have our newsfeed bookmarked, because every time I'm in a policy meeting and stuff, I put a blog on our newsfeed with the screenshots from that meeting, so you can see everything that's there. But if you go here, you can go universal preschool, and here's family information and information for you as a provider. If you are not doing preschool this year, you have to wait until January when they reopen the application process. There was a lawsuit against the state that won based off of faith-based concerns. And the result of that lawsuit meant that the one program can participate with and not have to comply with the stringency of the contract. We asked CDEC this week, are they going to change the contract for other faith-based organizations? And they said that depends on the outcome of the rest of the lawsuit for civil rights issues. So they don't intend to change it unless the court tells them they have to. So I'll be reaching out to a few faith-based programs, like all of them in the state, and having a conversation there. So that's on my list for next week. Yeah, so really marketing, when it comes to marketing for UPK, you can buy cheap yard signs, put them in your yard. When enrollment opens, put them in your yard and say, 4-year-old free UPK here. Come inside, right? Or give them your phone number and your website and all of that, so that they can find you and get those details. Yeah, if you work at a faith-based preschool, you'll hear from me because we're going to have a conversation about that. So you want the link? Let's see here. here's for the provider. Everyone in the meeting. Okay, so guys, I want you to think about, like, if you're going to do UPK, maybe that's a good thing for marketing to be thinking about. Drake, obviously you're thinking about marketing all the time for opening your program. Think about what you're going to do. Take one little action step. I don't care if it's just uploading a video. I don't care if it's like doing a newsletter for your families. Remember, when you are marketing, you use the same principles when you're marketing for new staff, right? Think proactively. Don't just wait for them to all come to you because you know you're good. That will never work. You have to market your program to draw in quality staff. They need a reason to come to you because they can go work anywhere tomorrow. So think about those things and put that into practice. Next week, we will talk about anything and everything childcare, whatever you want to have the conversations about. And then that will be it, the final week. So I'm going to stop the recording and